little boy just wanted to finish his dad's yogurt, but his dad snatched it away, then sternly warned him, "Never eat anything I've eaten." What the boy didn't know was that his father was trying to protect him. John was just an ordinary window cleaner, recently diagnosed with cancer. Doctors told him he had less than 3 months to live, but his son was only 3, too young to understand, so John pretended nothing was wrong. He still washed his son's hair, read to him, tucked him into bed, only taking his meds in secret after the boy fell asleep. Time was running out. John's top priority now was to find a good adoptive family for his son. They visited a beautiful mansion. The couple seemed warm, kind, and well off. John was impressed. It felt like a safe place where his son could grow up healthy and loved, until the man casually mentioned,
"Of course we can afford the best education for our son. I mean, your son."
That they already had kids, and John realized they might not treat his boy equally. He couldn't take that risk. Later, on a footbridge, he asked his son, "Would you like to live in a new home?" Without hesitation, the boy replied,
"I like home."
John fell silent. He returned to the adoption agency, still searching for the right family. One worker suggested he prepare a time capsule, something for his son to open when he's older, but John refused. He wasn't ready to say goodbye.
Why does he have to know he was adopted? We will find him a family that will be his family, his only family. He won't even have to remember how useless his parents were. His mother leaves him and then his father dies. I mean, that'll definitely fuck him up.
The room fell silent. Back at home, he pretended nothing had changed. He took his son to the park, bought him ice cream, tried to show him as much of the world as possible. But every time he saw other dads walking hand in hand with their kids, his heart broke all over again. How could he tell his boy that he wouldn't be around much longer? Then one day, under a tree, his son spotted a dead beetle. He asked innocently, "Why isn't it moving?" John took a deep breath and answered, "Everything in this world will one day die. Their soul leaves their body, and the body slowly fades away." But the boy didn't really understand. The next day, John went to work at a rich man's house, but during the job, he clutched his head in pain. The owner thought he was slacking, docked his pay, and called him a lazy nobody. John couldn't take it. He returned to the man's house with a carton of eggs and shattered the spotless windows he once cleaned. Even the man's brand new Lamborghini didn't escape. At home, his condition worsened. His young son climbed up to the sink, poured a glass of water, and gently comforted his father. A few days later, they visited a second potential family. This couple had already adopted 6 kids and a big dog which the boy loved. The woman told John,
"The birth children and the adopted ones, my children are my own, so I love them as my own."
And he'll be our last one.
John was touched, but the boy seemed nervous. He even hid his favorite toy. After much thought, John decided against it. 2 families down, time was slipping away. He asked the agency to contact his ex-wife, but they warned him, parents who once abandoned a child often do it again. That day was John's 34th birthday, and likely his last. His son placed 34 red candles on the cake, then handed him one more, as if to say, "We'll celebrate again next year." John held back tears. Had his boy sensed something? They visited a third family. This woman had gotten pregnant at 16. Too young. She gave the child up. But later, doctors told her she could never have kids again. Haunted by regret, she divorced her husband and hoped to adopt to make peace with her past. John could tell she truly loved children. But then his son asked her,
"When are you gonna die?"
The room went quiet. John hadn't expected him to remember the word death. On the way home, John saw a teenager walking alone and imagined his son in a few years, but his body was giving out. They didn't have time. They visited a 4th family. The boy liked a stuffed bunny on the table. The man noticed and gave it to him. He even gave them a house tour. Everything seemed perfect, but as they were leaving, the woman gave her husband a subtle look, telling him to take the bunny back. John's heart sank. If they couldn't give away a toy, how could they give love? On the way home, the boy asked,
"What's adopt, Daddy?"
Adopt is when a child cannot be looked after by his mommy and daddy, and so he can go and live with 2 nice new parents who can give him a new loving family home.
I don't want to adopt.
then quietly walked the white line on the road. Later that night, John tried to walk the same line, but after a few steps, he started swaying, too weak to keep balance. Even pouring juice left his hands shaking. John knew the end was near. He visited the cemetery to get familiar with his future home. He gave away his car and job, and devoted his final days to his son. They went to an amusement park, drove bumper cars, ate cotton candy, things the boy had never done before. That night, John asked him to change into a new outfit, but the boy refused. He sensed something. For the first time, he defied his dad, and even threw all his toys around the room in frustration. John just smiled. He didn't want a perfect, obedient child. He wanted a real one. Finally, he took the agency's advice and created a time capsule. He wrote 15 letters, one for every birthday, so his son would receive a note each year. Inside were photos of the two of them, the only photo of the boy's mother, John's work cap, and his window cleaning tools. It was the last gift from a dying father to the son he loved more than anything. The next morning, the boy woke up early. John took him across the city to the home of the single woman. She greeted them with a warm smile. The boy didn't say a word. He looked up at his father, who was smiling at him. Then he remembered the words his father once told him. One day soon, I'll be like the beetle. You won't see me anymore, but I'll always be near. I'll be in the air around you, in the sunshine and the rain. You won't hear me speak, but I'll hear everything your heart says. Death is not the end of life. Being forgotten is.